Hello and welcome to the PaperComputerGames podcast. I'm your host, Solomon the Fish, but you can refer to me as Solomon. And for an optimal listening experience, make sure to check us out on all platforms including Spotify, YouTube, and Anchor. All links will be in the description, and personally, I'd recommend listening on Spotify. That way you can turn off your device and still have the audio playing. But without further ado, let's get into this. So, today I have two guests. First of all, we have Zach. Hello, Zach.
Hey, how's it going? Thanks so much for having me.
And I have HMB.
Hello. I think I've appeared on the podcast a few times before, but this time I'm back.
Mm-hmm. And is this like the first time? This is the first time that you, HMB, and you, Zach, have been in the podcast together, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Okay, so this will be something interesting. We do not have Sinister with us. Uh, I didn't even ask him. I probably should have asked him if he wanted to come on, but I just never thought about it because he just disappeared for a while. He's probably busy. That just
Mm,
happens. Life happens. But
that
I will try to
does.
talk to him soon. Um.
Okay.
Basically, we're going to be talking, ranting, chatting, talking about all sorts of different things in life because this was sparked by a lot of conversations that we had uh, and Zach had in his live stream, his most recent one. We kept saying stuff in the chat and he kept responding. And I was like, wait a minute, this would be a good podcast. So, Zach, any any thoughts about that?
Yeah, I mean it was a fun it was a fun stream. I mean, I like everything chat was saying just kind of prompted me to go off onto a rant about something totally different. Um when I do that, I'm always paranoid that I'm, boring the pants off of everybody, but I don't know. Like I also think it can be fun. So, yeah, I don't know. Thanks for deciding to make a podcast about it. This is cool.
You're welcome. And do not worry. I definitely do not think that you're boring the pants off of anybody because it's always PCGs are good, but it like a 3 hour long live stream about only PCGs is like would be like I'll probably fall asleep because
Yeah.
it's like being in like a class for like so long
Yeah.
without any distractions or getting up or like stretching out and you just like start falling asleep.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to focus for that long.
But
I've
I'm
uh I've been in enough 3-hour classes to know.
yeah. Well, I mean like drawing during the live streams usually helps, but we just ended up talking and that also was something that helped. I mean,
Yeah.
HMB, you were there, right?
Yeah, I'm here.
So, well, you were at the live stream, right?
Yeah, I was talking about how Zach should run for president, which he definitely should. And then
Oh.
that got Zach to start ranting and ranting and ranting for like 3 hours. So yeah.
Well, I mean, he didn't rant
Yes.
about specifically being president, right? If I remember
Yeah,
right.
he ranted about like everything in life. He ranted about school, how
Mhm.
you shouldn't have homework, like just everything basically.
Oh
It
yeah.
was just so fun.
So,
Mhm.
I think we should start off with the president thing. So, first of all, HMB, do you think Zach should run for president? This is your vote, yes or
Yes,
no? Yes?
totally,
Okay, I vote
definitely.
yes. I vote yes.
Yeah.
That's two
Oh,
votes.
Let's
wow.
go.
We
Let's
already got
go.
2 votes.
Two votes out of two. You are now president. Congratulations.
Yes, let's
Oh,
go.
sweet.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
So, Zach,
Uh,
would
mhm.
you want to be president? Just say this is another universe where all the everything just fell into place and all your everything that in your life is just like okay and you have the chance to be president. Would you be president?
I mean, yeah, I'd go for it. I mean, well, like if I somehow had the opportunity. Um, but it's like, I mean, actually running for president from here would be such a like an unthinkable uphill battle that it's like, I mean, it would take like decades and decades of work.
Right.
However, but yeah, it like if like the opportunity somehow presented itself, yeah, I'd go for it because like I mean, that's like, I mean, as much as it sounds like an incredibly stressful job and an incredibly like tough thing, it's also just like such a rare opportunity to help so many people's lives and change things for the better, like potentially forever. Like as president, you can create things that will like make other people's lives better and even like your own life better for decades after the fact. So, yeah, if I had a chance and like, you know, first of all, I would have to like, do a lot of research because being a president, you're involved in so many like issues. Like half the issues a president has to make a decision on, I've just never even heard of. So I would have to like do so much research to even know what I was doing. But if I had the opportunity, I'd go for it. I'd do the research, and yeah, I'd, I'd do it because what the heck, like what a once in a lifetime opportunity.
So you would that's interesting. And I like that answer. So you would take the chance. And you would also that's true, you would have to learn so much stuff. I mean, I don't really follow like news and stuff like that. So when big
Mhm.
things like big world events come up and everybody's talking about them, I'm just always so out of the loop. And then I just kind of
Yeah,
like learn it through asking them questions. But yeah, I feel you.
yeah, that is
Uh,
cool. Yeah, that's something like I like. I mean, I certainly know the feeling. Like it's been sort of a weird journey with me because like now I feel like I'm a lot more involved in knowing what's going on in the news and sort of like understanding that kind of stuff. But for decades I wasn't, and um, so like it's been like a slow, gradual process of bit by bit by bit coming to understand what's going on in these issues, and that's still ongoing. I still haven't gotten there, but it's fun because like when I'm hanging out with other friends, like a couple of them, will don't follow the news and don't know what's going on, and like it'll just randomly come up in conversation. I'll be like, oh, do you know what's going on in like the Ukraine conflict? And they're like, no. I'm like, okay, so here's the deal, like here is every single detail that has ever happened in this war.
yes.
I don't know, it's a fun process.
Yeah, we need okay, that's good to know. That's good to know that like people that know or people who are in the know that enjoy like explaining it. 'Cause
I mean,
I always make people explain everything because I
mhm,
just I'm not I'm not
That's
super in tune with everything. You know what I'm saying? At work,
yeah.
we just have these the most insane conversations, and
Oh damn.
like they were talking to me about we were bringing up like what was happening in Palestine and Israel, and then
Hmm.
they started talking about like the entire history of the world and
Oh
how it all led
dang.
up to this, and like
That
the
is
like
epic.
religion and like what Christianity says and what Islam says, and I was like, yo,
Mhm.
like look, this is some like theoretical stuff that we're talking about here. Like I think we should all calm
Yeah,
down. It's
sounds like
crazy.
a fun conversation.
It was. HMB, you ever have moments like that?
yeah, sometimes like conversations that just turn really weird and like really
Mhm.
hypothetical, very like specific. Yeah, I've had like a few conversations like that. They're always like very cool and interesting and weird and stuff. So yeah, I feel like they're cool.
Hmm. So
Those are the best.
what else
Sorry.
did we what else did we mention on the live stream? Oh, like school and homework and stuff like that. Oh, I
Mm.
can tell you so much because I'm literally in college right now. And
Oh shoot. Yeah.
actually, let me start off with a couple things that I've been doing recently. So, I joined a FSAE team, which is basically like it's like it's like Formula One cars. It's like they build a Formula One car, but on a very small scale. Like maybe I would say like one fourth scale. Uh, and it's built from the ground up. like I think like 90% of the parts are built by the students, and then they go out to competitions and stuff. And I went to like two of the competitions so far. Yesterday we had a competition, and Saturday we had testing for the competition yesterday. It's been really fun. Been a like a highlight of my school life so far.
Sounds like a lot
Other
of fun.
than, yeah, it is. You get to like, it's a lot of problem solving, and like imagine literally getting to see cars race at school.
Wow, dude,
Yeah.
that's really cool. I feel like we have like a mixed range. Like we're very diverse on this about this subject. So like for me, I'm like younger, so I don't get as much like schoolwork and stuff. Salman, you're probably you have like the most work, the most homework and stuff. And Zach, um, you were homeschooled. So yeah, we're all like different on the
Mhm.
subjects, right?
But he did go to college, right? He did go to college.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
High
It's.
school or like K through 12 was like it was so fun for me. It was like
Mm.
you I could just do all my work, like the amount of work that we had, I could just finish it in class and then go home and do whatever I wanted. Like I hung out with
Oh
my
wow,
friends
that's
all the
awesome.
time. Yeah, we messed around so much. And then like college is it's like it's kind of like you just have like work all day, and then you have like a couple I
Mhm.
usually have a couple hours to hang out and do whatever, and then Saturdays and
Yeah.
Sundays and stuff like that. But I mean, I'm actually probably one of the more lucky people because I don't the my major is business, and compared to like
Mm.
engineering or like s- other majors, there's not nearly as much work or as hard a level of work. So I would say I'm lucky
Awesome.
in that aspect.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, for
Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
like I can't really relate to like working very, very hard. Like I'm younger and like
Mhm.
I've like zero work. So yeah, I feel lucky. But yeah, yeah, I'm dreading growing up and having to do lots of work.
Well, it's not as
I
much
was too.
it's not as much work as it is like you have options. Like I have the option to just stay home and not go to school or work or any clubs. I mean, actually, some people don't have the option, but I mean, I
Mhm.
do, but I choose to go out and do things, so you don't have to worry that much about it. You don't have to like dread anything. Just enjoy your days, and eventually like when you go to school, just choose whatever like will feel whatever feels right. Whatever feels
Hmm.
like,
Yeah.
you'll go there and you'll have fun instead of like it being extra work that you don't want to do. And then, join clubs on top of that that will help you, learn more things that you want to know. Like I'm
Yeah.
definitely gonna try to join more automotive things because, cars.
Nice.
Okay,
Yeah.
sounds interesting.
Um. Well, yeah, like when I was younger, even when I was like 15 or 16, I was dreading like the idea of going to college like so much. Like I was terrified. And like yeah, people would tell me like, oh, who are adults, like, oh, it's not so bad. Like don't dread it so much. Like you'll be okay. But like that didn't really comfort me. But I guess that's just because I didn't really you know I don't know, it was sort of incomprehensible to me. It's sort of like the in my head it was sort of like dying, the idea of
Hmm.
like go
Wow.
going to college. It's like the life that you have now is no longer going to exist. You can't do any of the things you want to do anymore. That was sort of my idea of adult life. And now that I am an adult, um I mean, I guess that was just not well, at least for me, it ended up not being true. Like you can be whoever you want as an adult, and you like there are I mean, you probably have to find a job, but there are jobs you can find that are just fun that you would kind of want to do. Like I found one of those,
Hmm.
and I think that's cool. And I have this YouTube channel, and like, when I was 15, I would have wanted to make this YouTube channel. Like, this is cool. Like, if I had been able to look forward in time and see what my life is like today, I would have been like, oh, okay, that's not so bad. But like, the fear, the dread of the unknown is so powerful. I legit remember like my first day in college. I
Mm. Hello?
sitting in my seat. I'm like, you know,
Wait,
Oh,
what?
you
I
guys
think
there?
you your mic cut off. You said that
Oh shoot,
your first day of college.
yeah.
And then
Can you hear me
silence.
now?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can hear you now, but like it just
Okay.
after you said the first day of college, there's just pure silence. I don't know.
Ah, gotcha. Um, yeah, like the first day of college, I remember sitting in my first class. I sat down. I was shaking in my seat. I don't even know what I was afraid of. It's just all those
Huh.
years of that dread, and I don't even know what I was dreading anymore at that point. But then, like once the teacher started talking, it was like, oh, okay, I'm learning Spanish. This isn't that scary,
Yeah.
you know?
So, I mean, I guess that was the way that you thought about it because you were homeschooled.
Hmm.
Is that why?
Yeah.
Or like something like that. Like that was an aspect. But for me, I've always been in school. So the way I
Hmm.
thought about college, going to college was like, okay, I'm gonna have the summer and I'm just gonna go back to school. Like always. Like I've always had for the past 12 years. Uh, it was
Yeah.
like it's just gonna be, it's just gonna be in a different school. So, every 4 years I've always gone to a different school, so it's nothing different in life. Just on a
Yeah.
bigger scale
Exactly.
and more opportunities and
Um.
stuff like that. That's how I thought about it.
Hmm.
No, yeah, I agree. Like that's it's totally because I was homeschooled. Like I school was so weird and unfamiliar to me. Um, and I mean, I think there was like a sort of a tangible fear in that, I was so used to having, like 100% free time, and to go into a place where where like your time just like isn't your own anymore is kind of scary. I mean, once I actually got there and went and started doing college, it was fine, like, but before you do it, I don't know, it's quite a transition.
Mhm. Same. When I when I first when I got out of high school, uh, maybe about a week or two after, my teacher,
Mhm.
well, there was this orientation day, I guess, or not orientation, like open house day at
Mhm.
where I currently work, and they're like, okay, everybody bring your families and stuff like that. They were gonna like give out awards. It was like an award ceremony, kind of.
Mhm.
Uh, and they were allowing like people to take tours of the whole shop and all that. And my teacher was like, okay, who wants to go? I'll take you there, I'll be there. And me and one of my friends went. We took a tour and all that, and this is my auto tech teacher, by the way, automotive tech.
Mm.
And she said she used to work there. It's a quick lane, oil changes and all that. She said she used to work there uh for like 7 years, I think she worked there. So she knew the
Oh wow.
managers, she knew the people, well, some of the people there, a lot of them left. And she was like, "Okay, you're gonna go to the manager with me, and we're gonna talk to him and try to get you a job." And I was like, okay. I was like, job? What? And but I trust my teacher's judgment. She's like the best teacher ever. And we went and I talked with the manager. It was like a kind of like a half interview, half regular conversation. And then he's like at the end he was like, "Here you go. Here, take this application form, fill it out, bring it in, and we'll get back to you." And you know, I filled it out, gave it to him. About like a month later, or like 3 weeks later, uh I got a call and they're like, "You can come in on Monday." And I was like, "Yes."
No way.
I
That's awesome.
was like, "Dude, that just happens?" Like, say what? Like previously, I
Yeah.
had I had used like online apps like Indeed and Glassdoor and all that to like apply it to like maybe 15 to 20 different jobs that were around me, and most of them just did not answer. They didn't even reply. And then the other ones were just like I got like I think out of like 20 of them, like two places replied and actually gave me a decline.
Mm,
So that was just
yeah.
so demotivating. But
Yeah.
then I got the job and I was like, yo, connections are real. Like connections with people will
They
get you
are.
places. So
Hmm.
yeah, HMB
These are
take
some life lessons for me.
yeah, take that HMB take that into like into mind.
Mhm.
Make sure
Yeah,
that,
definitely.
the people like the more people that that are like in different experiences or maybe like that were in fields that you like, the better. Okay? Because you
All
know
right.
you can it's like saying, I know a guy, right? Like, oh, I need my I need this wall in my house broken down so I can have a more open floor plan or something like that. And then your friend is like, "Oh, I know a guy who does that. I was friends with him back in high school." Blah blah blah. And then the guy comes up and gives you a huge discount on the whole demolition, and you're like, "Wow."
Yeah,
Just because you knew a guy. So yeah, it's
let's
it's always good.
go.
It's always good to know people, right? Just
Let's go, dude.
be nice, be kind to people, and like life will just throw great things at you.
Okay,
Mhm.
that's really interesting. I'll definitely keep that in mind. Hopefully, when I grow up, I'll be a billionaire. So yeah.
Yep, that's what you want. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, Zach, have you like did you get your job through connections, or did you just like was it just like luck, or was it like did you have like a super great resume or something like that?
Oh, so that is kind of a story. um, I don't know if this is going to be too long and boring. So definitely stop me if I'm going off the rails. But
Hmm.
so basically, I'll try to shorten this as much as possible. Basically, so the place I work is like the science museum I went when I was a kid. I used to love that place. We used to go inside the Dome Theater all the time and see movies like every time we went. Um, and you know, my brother suggested that I should, apply there. So I applied for this is by the way after like a period after I'd graduated college of like just not basically having a job or at least not a serious job for, years. And like I'm glad I took that break because that's when I started the PCG channel. That never would have been able to happen otherwise. But okay. Um that aside, so I applied for the science museum and I saw a job I really wanted, which was a speaking job in the planetarium, right? And I'm like, oh, that looks like fun. I'm someone who, I went to school for science and journalism. I love talking about science. I love explaining, the universe, the stars, the galaxies to everybody. Um, but but yeah, I like that would be an awesome job. So I applied for that job, and guess what? I didn't even get a call back. So um, yeah, I think I got like an automated like rejection letter or something like that, an email
Oh
like
no.
so, but like I was like, all right, well, that would be a cool job to head for. Maybe if I didn't get it this time, but maybe next time. So I was like, well, what if there's like some lower job that this museum has? Let me look for that. So I went on their website just to like apply, like looked at the list of job openings they had, and I just like applied for like every single one that I would be willing to do. And I got a call back for the role was interpretation associate, which is basically it's sort of like their frontline staff, like the people who talk to guests, the random people.
Hmm.
Um, and I got the job as that. And it ended up being that like so as an interpretation associate, you get to work in different labs in the building. And it like while I was working whoa. I don't know. Sorry, my computer did something weird. Are you guys there?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Sorry. So yeah, the while I was working there, I was working in different labs, and that was cool because like when I worked in their little lab experiments that you could do with the kids, I got to like explain science. So I'm like, hey, this isn't exactly what I wanted, but it's something sort of like along the path to that. So that was cool. So I hung out in that position for like a year or so, and met a lot of good people like Via. I met Via that way. But anyway, like yeah, it was when I was working, in one of the labs, like the people who do work in planetarium would always take the shortcut through my lab, um, on the way back, like back and forth to the office. Whenever they had to do a show, they would have to cut through my lab to get there. And so, I would ask them questions like, "What's it like? What do you guys do?" And eventually, I even got like you could get certified there to be sort of like an usher in the planetarium itself. And so like when I was an usher, I would always go up to where the presenter was doing the show, in between shows, and I'd be like, "Hey, how does that work? What are you doing?" They're like, "Ooh, you're like, I see you're typing in, into the software like a number of light years. Like, does the software actually know like the locations of stars in the universe? That's crazy." And he's like, "Yeah, yeah, here's how this works." And I just kept asking questions like that, and like more and more and more questions about how everything works. And the more I learned about it, the more I like wanted to do it. And I'm like, "Oh, this is really, really cool." And so one time, like the planetarium director, was passing through my lab, and I asked him like, so if somebody wanted to join your planetarium department, like what would be required? And he's like, well, any kind of public speaking experience is helpful, like if you've ever spoken to crowds. And I was like, I used to host a radio show. Does that count? And he's like, yeah. So, um, so yeah. I'm sorry this is going on so long, but yeah, I
No, it's
went and
fine.
talked to my, I went and talked to my current boss at the time, who was the boss of the guest engagement department. And I was like, hey, I'm thinking, I might want to like move towards planetarium department. Eventually. I didn't expect anything to come from saying that, but I just wanted to kind of like declare my intentions. But she was like, okay, I'll set up a meeting with you and the planetarium director. And I'm like, oh, okay. And she's like, but don't waste his time. Like, focus, like, figure out what you want to say beforehand. Figure out every skill you have that is going to be useful to them in the planetarium, and tell him that. Tell him you're interested. Tell him, here's what I can do. I can do this, 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 and this. And here's my experience. Here's what I've done. And, um, that's like literally what happened. I had a meeting with him, and um I told him everything I could do, and he like that conversation took like 5 minutes, of me telling him what I could do. And then I was like, oh shoot, I'm out of things to talk about. And he goes, okay, well, your set of skills would be pretty useful to us. And then the rest of the meeting is just him telling me like stuff about what he has to do in the planetarium and what they have to do. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool, that's interesting. So now like I guess I kind of built up to this as if this is the end of the process, but this was actually kind of like just the beginning because
Bro,
what
bro, dude.
like I won't tell you the whole story, but basically after that it was like there was all this. He was like, well, I want to see if I can just hire you straight out. Like, I'll go talk to HR and see if that's possible. But HR said no. In order for them to hire me, they had to first open the position, which means they had to formally allow other people in the museum to apply for the same position. So I had to go apply for this planetarium position again. And it was like, and then we had to wait. I had to do like a presentation in front of them. I was competing with like half the other staff of the museum who were also applying for the job. And I don't know, I guess my presentation was the best, so I got the job. And oh yeah, I just kind of like super summarized the last part, but yeah, I think I've
Yeah,
gone
okay,
on long
well,
enough for this.
well, after this podcast, like maybe when I grow up, I'll probably just rewatch the podcast again and again as like a tutorial to like how to get a job when you grow up. So yeah, thanks,
Yeah,
Rob.
sounds
Thanks.
like a plan.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, like, sorry, go ahead, Salman.
uh, well, I'm gonna go off on something else, so you can say something feels related to what you were saying before.
Okay. Yeah, just wanted to say, yeah, like HMB, like at least in my limited experience, there's no one right way to get a job. Just like try, just like if there's a job you want, see what you could like go for things similar to that, have as many skills related to it as possible. Try to know the people who work in that job. I mean, I guess that's generally all you can really do. And you may not get it anyway, but you know, um, like I find my best strategy is to move in the general direction of what you want, because that's how this started, right? Like
Mm.
even like I applied for this job, didn't get it, but I'm like, all right, well, let's go for something smaller that's at least something even remotely related to explaining science. And from there, you can kind of work your way up, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Zach, if I ever become a billionaire because of this, I will be thanking you. I feel like
Yes, thanks so much.
I feel like this is like ranting about like non PCG stuff. Like, yeah, we haven't even talked about PCGs. I feel like I don't know.
It's
True.
okay. We'll get to it.
Yeah.
But dude, if you like, I mean, if you want to be a billionaire, you first have to be a millionaire. You first have to be a hundred thousandaire, and then a thousandaire, and then a hundredaire. If that's a
Well,
thing.
right now, I'm a 10 in air. So yeah.
Amazing.
10 in there.
You're like almost there.
Yeah,
You're getting
almost
there.
there. Almost there.
So it's totally true what he was saying about you have to start off small steps, but I would also recommend don't undersell yourself. Like if you know that you
Mm,
can, like if there's like a small position, a medium position, and a high position, and you're not quite there for the high position, don't go for the small one if you know you have the skills for the medium one, because then you're just gonna set yourself back even further. So,
Hmm.
just know what your skills are and stuff like that. Keep track of them. Keep track like of what you can do so that you know the perfect fit for yourself.
yeah.
Uh,
It's like if you think you're capable of performing a job and you want the job, just like apply for it. It doesn't hurt, like there's no reason not to. And you might not get it, but I mean, hey, it's worth a shot. Just do your
mhm.
best.
Hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
So
yeah.
HMB, what do you like even want to be? Like what's your
I
like
wanna,
job?
I wanna, make PCG videos full time. If I had to choose, like, if I could choose that, I would definitely choose that.
And heck
Fair enough.
yeah,
I
bro.
mean, some people do it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, okay, basically, this is like my plan. Okay, my game plan. So I'll just work like a part-time job if I'm at school, full-time job when I grow up, and like on the side, I'll just work on my PCG channel. And if my PCG channel, blows up to the point where it's like sustainable, I'll quit my job and do YouTube full time. So yeah, that's my game plan.
Okay. Dude, I
Yeah,
really like how you said first part-time in school, then full-time. That's smart.
Hmm.
That's very smart.
Yeah.
yeah,
Uh, you
because you
wanna
have.
yeah, you wanna do the part-time job helps you get through college as well as like food and stuff like that. Because you'll see during college, food will be a humongous problem, like a massive behemoth problem. You'll either be starving some days or throwing up other days.
Oh no.
But money will definitely help you with that. And then yeah, then afterwards you get the full-time job, which will be like like here comes the money. You know what I'm saying? Like your
Yeah.
pockets will be full.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like I'm gonna go off on something else now, because like okay, I just realized something. Because like last night I was like thinking about something. I did the math, and like most people never get a house like in their whole life, which
Mhm.
really sucks. Um, like I just calculated if you earn like $25 an hour and let's just say you don't have to pay bills, you don't have to eat, and you just become homeless. Uh, then you can earn a house. You can get a house in like 13 years. So yeah, that's probably what I'm gonna do.
Become homeless?
Just be homeless for
Be
13
home.
years.
Yeah, yeah,
Stop
exactly,
stop
exactly. I
buying
would not
food.
honestly like okay. Hmm.
I guess
Uh,
I guess technically that's what I'm doing.
You
'Cause
could
like
wait, you're homeless? What?
I mean, I'm not homeless, but I mean, like, I still live at home with my parents, so, it's not like I'm, paying rent on an apartment exactly.
hmm
I help out here and everything, but like, um, I do have a full-time job. And so I am just sort of like slowly building up money, I suppose.
well, like I guess okay. Probably when I grow up, my parents explained this to me, so I can just live with them. I can and they'll I don't have to spend money on food. They're encouraging me to save money and get a house, which is
There
like
you go.
smart.
W parents.
Cool.
That's that's exactly
Let's
what
go.
parents should do. Uh,
Let's
y
go.
Yeah, like
Can I-
when it comes to expenses, money can just disappear very quickly. And trust me, when you
Yeah.
get money, when you get your job and you see that you can spend your money, you are going to spend your money. You're going to forget everything you've ever planned about saving, about being homeless, about never eating food again that costs you money, and you will spend your money. But eventually, you'll get back to your senses and you'll be like, fine. I'll start eating the food that my mom makes. I'll stop I'll stop ordering food and I'll go back to my mom's basement, which is where I am right now. Uh
Bro.
it's a good spot, you know. I don't I
Yeah.
I just pay the electricity bill and nothing else, you know. That if I had to pay everything else, I would be in the negatives. I would have to quit college and go
Yeah.
full
Oh yeah.
time.
Mhm.
But yeah, uh,
And I would argue that's not a good thing, like if you were forced to do that, then that would prevent you from like ultimately getting the best job you could get further down the road. Because like you having the ability to like just live while you pursue your college degree is
hmm
helping you to learn the skills you need to get the best job you want later in life.
yeah, and
Yeah,
that's
and
what I
like
was saying. Go ahead.
technically, like your future is down to your parents' hands. Like if your
Yeah.
parents just like when you're 18, just nope, you're kicked out of the house. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Like technically, they can do that. You're probably gonna be homeless for the rest of your life.
Not
Or
necessarily, but
or living like
yeah, it could,
yeah, I have a ton of friends who that happened to them, and I can
yeah.
tell you
Oh, that
their
sucks.
all their situations are the exact same situation.
Oh
Ooh.
no, I just predicted
Oh
many
no,
people's lives. Oh
not
no.
homeless, not homeless. Uh, I mean let me tell you this. If imagine like being say being 17 years old, you just got your first job, you're earning like by the way, you said $25 earlier. $25 an hour is like insane. Like $25 is is like a huge amount of money per hour. Uh at least
Yeah,
first your
that's
first job or I mean any job nowadays.
What?
Um
Bro, you don't. Oh no, that's tough, dude.
like if you want a like good number for your very first job, I would say from like maybe 16 years old to 18, maybe 12 to like $14 an hour would be like probably the most you're gonna get. Then like
Oh my god.
15 to $18 an hour maybe or 15 to $19 an hour is about where most adults are at unless you're like in a higher position or you've been working for a couple of years or you're working in either trades um I forget what they're called. Uh like being like medical industry trades or anything like that, that's when you're gonna get the good money, like over 20, maybe 22 plus.
Hmm.
Uh,
And by the way, like when you said when you're like 16 years old to 18, like how much money you make, are you talking about like a part-time job or a full-time job?
most jobs then are not gonna let you go full time. It's definitely
Okay.
gonna be like very little hours per week. So you're
Yeah.
gonna be like, yeah, most of my friends when they were around that age, they were earning maybe a little close to 200 a week, or not a little less than 200 a week.
Ugh.
I
Yeah.
think that's the right math. I'm not sure.
Hmm.
That's
I
if
will
you
tell you
did.
right now, I'm sorry.
That's if they're working like a lot of hours though. But yeah.
Yeah. They're gonna take advantage of you too, because like they'll give you a sometimes an employer will give you a part-time job, like part-time, so they
Mm-hmm.
can pay you like a part-time worker, but then you end up working like 4 or 5 days a week. Like I was, when I like 10 years ago, I was working a part-time job and they were pushing really hard to get me to work 5 days a week. But I kind of resisted that because I was in college also. So I could just say, no, I can't. I have to do classes. But if I didn't have that excuse, they would have made me, work 5 days a week while still getting the pay and, the lack of benefits of a part timer.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
no.
So
Yeah.
yeah, you're yeah, you can get stuck sometimes, or well, not really
Yeah, well,
stuck, but you can get in a bad situation if you're not
hmm.
careful.
Yeah.
Well, like people taking advantage of you. That kind of sucks. And that's kind
Yeah.
of one of the reasons why I want Zach to be president, so he can prevent people from doing
Yeah.
that.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, right now, I'm like I'm just making just enough to pay the bill, pay a bill, pay for like my food for the week, and then
Mhm.
have like a tiny little bit left every check to save, and then that saving will add up and stuff like that. So
Oh,
it's
damn.
not like it's not house kind of savings, but it's definitely like
Yeah.
savings, and that savings can be put towards another thing that can make more money, and then I can save more money than, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
That's how I'm going so
Yeah.
far. But
Yeah. It's a
yeah,
good
Interesting.
start.
um,
Um,
Zach, you were gonna say something earlier?
Like me.
yeah. But now I
Okay.
forget what it was.
Well,
um, like
yeah,
Shoot,
I think you wanted to. Uh,
it was about money,
yeah. Money.
yeah.
money.
Um. Yeah. I don't know. I lost it. Sorry.
That's all right. If you think
Yeah.
about it, just blurt out. But what I would
Oh
say
yeah, it
it
was because like HMB was
like
saying like that he wanted to make $25 an hour. Like right now, I make like it's like 24 point something dollars an hour.
Oh no.
So
hmm
like
Oh no.
yeah,
yeah,
like
and
like I get benefits also, but still.
how many years have you been working?
Well, I mean that's a bit complicated because I was laid off for a year because of the pandemic, but
True.
so
Well,
I guess that would be like
how many years have you been working in the same field?
uh I mean, well, I guess that depends what you count as this field. Like
Okay,
I
fine.
work I mean
Well, just
Like, I don't know. I'm sorry.
just
My situation is too
like
complicated.
from when you got your first job till now, how many years has that been?
Oh, my first job. I got my first job in like 2004. I was working at part time at a library. Then after that, I worked for a while at a Chinese food place as a delivery guy. That and but anyway, yeah, for a while I was like writing I was writing articles for a website, and now I've been doing the planetarium thing for the past like 3 years or so. Well, technically since 2019, but there was a year gap in between there.
So it took you like 20 22 years, 21 years
Hmm.
to get to $24.5 an hour. But
Yeah, but like, okay, don't take
inflation,
me as representative though.
hmm Well, I mean,
Don't take me as representative
okay,
because like
okay.
I uniquely suck. Like I've just been uniquely like lazy at getting a job. Like I mean, I didn't graduate college until like freaking, 2013. So I was in college off and on for like a solid like 10 years there. So
Whoa.
I that was one thing where like I wish I could have done it sooner. And which, partly was me being dumb, but also partly was just me wanting to take my time. That is just kind of how I am with life. I'm just like, well, you know, I mean, strictly speaking, there isn't a rush, right? Like if I only take 2 courses this semester, I've still made progress, just not as much progress. So you can,
Hmm.
like I can and there were moments where like there was one point where like I failed at 2 courses in college, so I just took a whole semester off after that. So that's essentially like 2 semesters went to waste. So like stuff like that can really like make the time like expand. But I mean, I was enjoying those years. I was having the time of my life. I made so many PCGs, you don't even understand. But yeah, like I uniquely suck at getting jobs. Like all my other friends, like Chris, Ari, all those guys, got jobs, good full-time jobs, and make a lot more money than me. Way years before I did. So don't take my particular time period as
Right.
representative.
Okay.
So
Well,
I'm don't even HMB don't even like I guess it's like it pertains to the individual on how what exactly they where they want their life to go, what direction they want to go. Like
hmm,
if I want to have kids by 25, I'm going to also want to get a job way before 25 so I can support those kids. And then say I
yeah.
never want to have kids, I never want to be married. I want to live with my parents or I'm not expecting to like buy a house really until I'm older, and then there's not really a need to get a bunch of money unless you want to like take care of your parents. But that doesn't take as much money as it would to take care of kids, really.
Mhm.
Hmm,
But HMB, I like your plan about wanting to be a PCG YouTuber. Like I like specifically like that you're practical about it. Like that the way you think about it is kind of like you're taking into account that it might not work out or might not work out immediately, so you're sort of thinking about it like, well, let me do something else in the meantime while I build up my channel. Like that kind of thinking I think it like is, the path to success. And the other thing I like about it is that I like that you're thinking about that like as a possibility, because I think like, a lot of people like in the community uh would think that like actually having a job talking about PCGs, doing PCG stuff is not possible. Like I'm not saying you should do anything with PCGs. Like, I personally think that everyone should just do whatever is most interesting to you. But if what you really, really want in your heart of hearts is you want to spend your life, your time talking about PCGs, or
Hmm.
then you should. There are ways to do that, and I think I like that you're thinking along the lines of that being possible.
hmm,
I mean, like some people might want to talk about. It's on this side. Comic books all their life. Some people might want to talk about video games. I think like I think that's great. I think whatever you want to do, wherever your human curiosity takes you, is a great place to go.
hmm.
Hmm.
Well, like yesterday, like at night or something, me and Siren actually talked about this, like blowing up on YouTube, trying to get views and stuff. He had like a few ideas for my channel, and like one of the things that we actually talked about is like trying to do collabs and
Mm,
like no, most importantly, just relating PCGs to a bigger audience.
yeah.
Okay, I'm actually gonna start talking about my shorts now. So Salman, you know this.
Hmm.
Remember my like my first short, like what was it called? It was basically about trying to get motivation to make PCGs. Um,
Yeah.
I actually I actually got inspiration for that idea by watching like how to get inspiration for art videos. So like maybe
Hmm.
that video would be also helpful to someone trying to make art or to like basically anything. So like I feel like trying to find more ways to make PCGs relate to a bigger audience can like boost its success.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you can make a lot of connections. Like how I first got into paper gaming. And the reason I got into paper gaming was because I was into art and I was also into
Mm.
gaming. So I was like, art, gaming, paper gaming. Let's
Yeah,
go.
there we go.
I don't have a computer. I don't have a Xbox. I never had anything. So I was like, I mean, and I was like, I like drawing, so it was the perfect thing. And then Zach swooped in and related paper and then showed me paper computer gaming. And I was like, wow. So it was like another relation that that I liked, and then now here I am. So
Right.
and
Yeah.
in that way, you could make a PCG about anything, like how Zach made PCGs about Call of Duty, Among Us, uh, sus,
Mhm.
other things, and those audiences did come over or could come over and make PCGs of their own, because PCGs are not limited,
Yeah.
not at
I
all.
feel
Yeah.
like PCGs blowing up is like it's an actual possibility.
Hmm.
And like for example, Reality Stupid's most popular video, it has 1 million views. It's about how to make a paper game. Like that just blows my mind.
I
Um
know.
yeah, and I feel like cuz paper because of the connections paper games have to like video games to art, those stuff. That's how like people got interested and how it got big. So I feel like PCGs could actually do the same thing.
Hmm.
And that makes me like really hopeful for the future of PCGs.
I mean, look at things like Skibbity Toilet, right? Some guy that was just good at CGI, or whatever the thing is that they use, like 3D animation. Uh, he was just really good at 3D animation, had a pretty good sense of Gen Z humor, mashed it together, and out came one of the most fastest growing and popular channels of all of 2023, or I think YouTube as a whole. Um,
Hmm.
What's it? What's the channel called again? I don't think I've heard of it.
Skibbity
um,
toilet.
I'm not sure what is it called, Skibbity Toilet, or is that just the series that he made?
Oh yeah,
Because
yeah, I think it's the channel. Ooh, no, it's called the Oh yeah, it is a series he made.
yeah, if you
His
can
channel name
just
is okay. Yeah, I searched it up right now,
Skibbity.
and
Ah,
it's
Skibbity.
like his channel name is like really random. Um, yeah,
okay,
Ah,
but
so
32 million views
the
though.
F. Boom.
so
That's insane.
if we just
Yeah.
got people with just people just use their skills, I think the guy who made Scooby Toilet is most likely a person that's like probably like a middle-aged man with a lot of experience in life and a lot of experience with art and 3D animation. Whereas the PCG community is mostly filled with people who haven't really experienced life to that extent or had as much experience with like more art mediums, like professional kind of experience, I would say. It's like the
Mhm.
amount of people that we have that are that way is very limited, just purely because of age. So I think all that stuff is gonna happen like in a couple years. That's what I predict, because everybody's gonna grow up, find their own thing that they can do, that they're really good at, and then just insert it into PCGs. Like that guy inserted his 3D animation and humor into some Gen Z memes, and boom, out came a viral sensation. Why
Yeah.
we can do the same.
Yeah, absolutely. That is that is a really cool thing that I've been, you know, that I think the community has been doing, a lot more of. Like people have been taking PCGs in all sorts of different directions that I never would have, like thought of. Like the PCG podcast is a perfect example, like creating a podcast about PCGs. I wouldn't have thought of that. But it's like it's perfect. It works. It opens up a new area for paper computer games, and it makes the thing as a whole, the community, like stronger. Like if you're a new person getting into paper computer games, there's more content for you. There's more if it was like a buffet, there's more meals for you to choose from, once you get involved
Hmm.
in paper computer games. So it's like and yeah, I think like all the different channels like kind of complement each other. If like someone comes in with his or her unique skills and their unique sense of humor and whatnot and creates a very unique and interesting PCG channel, then like I think that works well with another channel, like especially if they're different from each other, but they're both talking about paper computer games, because both of them like are so interesting in their own right, but then work together and cross over in like fun ways as well. But yeah.
But yeah, and another thing to like make the PCG community grow is to get more people to obviously make those videos so that people will see them. And then, as more people gets into the community, more videos will be made, which in turn more people will get in. And that's like just
Yeah.
a loop. It's a loop.
Yeah, feedback loop.
Yeah.
It's I also think it would be cool if like more people made like sort of like I mean this is kind of hard for a lot of people to do, I think, but it would be fun if people like made like a very like, or at least some people made a very focused like PCG channel, like a PCG channel with one specific focus or something. For example, if like you remember the Sonic activist, like
Oh.
he had just like a ton of subs and views and whatnot. And I think a big part of the reason is because, his channel name and his icon was the Sonic Activist. He's a Sonic the Hedgehog channel, but like focused on, paper games and PCGs and all that stuff. And I think
Hmm.
like, that sort of thing, like it reaches into a different community, the Sonic the Hedgehog fan community, that like or like other PCG videos like can't really reach. Even if like I make a video about Sonic, or like make a Sonic PCG or whatever, I can like maybe attract a bunch of Sonic fans for that one video. But like a channel like like the Sonic activist, he could attract them for like continuously because he's a Sonic channel, So like I think that kind of thing would be really cool to see. Like you could have like the Legend of Zelda PCG channels, you could have like Call of Duty PCG channels, Star Trek PCG channels, but also just channels focused on like other things like paranormal PCG channel, or maybe just like a PCG channel focused on your own particular um planet in the PCG universe. I don't know. There's like a million possibilities, but I'm just saying like I think stuff like that would be really cool if we got the community big enough that people could form channels like that.
Hmm.
That's really cool. And I think that's also like part of the reason why most of your the most popular videos on your channel, Zach.
Mm-hmm.
Like for example, the Gnome Saga, how to make a
Yeah.
Call of Duty paper computer game, Among Us, stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
and also
Yeah.
Plants versus Techno Zombies. Like people like might see that and like it might catch their attention. And
Yeah.
also things like medieval FPS paper computer game, like things that people know about that gets their attention, so they'll click on it. And that's how you get views.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, really
Yeah, I
good.
think like
That makes me think a lot.
yeah, like I mean, if I just had like more time, like I would, I would maybe do something like that. Like maybe like create a PC, well, like a third at this point PCG channel just devoted to something like that, and just like crank out, lots of videos on that one topic. Because like the way I do it right now, I'll make a one video on it, and yeah, I'll get them for that one video. But then what, like they don't see enough of my videos to warrant them, coming back again and again and again. They only see that one. And so a very small percentage of those people who watch that one video are going to stay for the next one.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Like that also brings like a problem. So I actually saw this like in a video. Basically, for example, you're like an artist, right? And
Mhm.
you love to paint birds. Like I'm just using this as an example. But you decide to like one day step out of your comfort zone and paint a dog, and that gets a lot of attention. But then when you go back to painting birds, you just it doesn't get any views. So like you have
Yeah.
to paint dogs. But the thing is, you don't enjoy painting dogs, and like
Yeah.
it gets to the point where like you just don't enjoy what you're doing, and that's how you like get demotivated and stuff.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's a tough challenge. Like that is the thing. Like in my channel, it's been a super a struggle to toe that line because like yeah, if I were to just exclusively make Call of Duty PCG videos like one after another, my channel would be like 10 times the size right now, you know? Like I mean, and I definitely want that. I definitely want like the channel to grow in views and stuff like that. But like, you know, I'm also a human being. I want to have fun. I want to like express my creativity the way I want to. I want to make videos about what I want to do. So I try to like, have enough stuff like, uh, videos about that like tie into big video game properties or whatever. That I can draw in some new people, but also, then still have like be able to make videos about other stuff. And like that balance is frustrating because my channel is like kind of feels like it's kind of stuck in the mud sometimes, like it can't move forward. But I mean, I guess it's just kind of the way it has to be right now, I suppose. But I don't know. It's a struggle.
Hmm.
Well,
Well,
we're called creators for a reason. So,
Yeah.
we should be able to
Mhm.
create whatever we want.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
and like
Um,
one of the solutions I have for this problem is like try to find something that you can pair up with PCGs, like
mhm.
Sonic. You know,
Yeah.
you pair them up with PCGs, but also like that thing also has to be popular. Cause like for
Yeah.
me, that thing is actually Assassin's Creed. Like I'm a big Assassin's Creed fan, and
Mm.
like Assassin's Creed is like really popular. Like your Assassin's Creed video got like a lot of views. So I feel like
Yeah.
that actually just gave me a new idea. I could make more Assassin's Creed PCG content, and that would probably get my channel pretty big.
I
Yeah.
actually
Perfect.
have
Brilliant.
I actually have made like the beginning of Assassin's Creed PCG in the past.
Oh shoot.
Hmm,
So
should
yeah.
uh
same.
should uh make a video about that.
I made like
Oh, or you made a video actually. It was when you looked at my unfinished
Oh yeah.
PCGs.
That was a fun video.
Yeah, a lot of
Um,
ideas, a lot of lost ideas.
yeah, that
like
was an awesome video.
a year and a half ago, I remember like okay, I think I can find it like right now, but this is a podcast, I can't show it. But basically, I've made like four pieces of cuts. So basically, I just wanted to make this like a PCG, but it's like it has cutscenes like a video game, and I made
Hmm.
like four cutscenes, like four pieces of paper for the cutscene, and I was planning to like start working on the PCG, like the actual gameplay part of the PCG, but I just never got to doing it. So like if I ever want to like start a PCG, that could be like a very good starting because I already have like some base cutscenes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm,
But yeah, I mean, like, what you were saying, HMB, like, finding something that goes along with PCGs like Assassin's Creed or whatever. I think, that's the perfect approach. Because, like, if it is like something that you already are a fan of, then you can kind of have the best of both worlds because like a lot of people just want to make videos about their favorite franchise. It's like they're not just doing it for views or clicks. And they're like, it's just it's a win-win because like that's what they want to talk about all the time. So
Hmm.
like I think like yeah, that would be the perfect solution.
Heck yeah. So you're talking about make all when you're talking about all this stuff like making channels about purely specific things, it makes me like really want to do that. But at the same time, it's like I already have my own channel and I feel like I've already
Yeah.
created my own thing over the years,
Mhm.
and I just want to continue that, I guess, do my usual
Yeah.
post every couple months, couple years, and then, you know, just whenever I feel like I made something that's worth sharing.
Yeah.
Uh, I yeah, I really want to work on some PCG stuff now. I mean,
Heck yeah.
I'm so I'm so motivated right now. It is
Heck
insane.
yeah. Yes.
Yes.
I have
I think
I have so
it's
many
partly
ideas.
because of this podcast, and it's also partly because of my YouTube short. um, yeah. Wait? Just like a question. Do you think my YouTube short was like gave you motivation?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Let's go,
It was
dude.
like
Let's go.
it was it was like one of those things where it felt like like really professional. Like if I scrolled and I just saw it, it would like actually kind of blend in with the rest of the YouTube shorts. Like it wouldn't
Oh,
be like,
thanks.
oh, like one of those ads of those video games that's like those mobile games and the ad is like super terrible. You just skip it. It's not like that at all.
Well, that's great to hear. Thanks, bro. Yeah, I like cause like I watch a lot of I don't really watch that many YouTube shorts, but like I've watched like a few to understand how to make them entertaining.
Hmm.
And I just took like my YouTube watching experience and I just incorporated it into my YouTube short. And I feel like it turned out really good.
Yep.
So
And
yeah.
that's
Hey,
how
great.
creators like Mr. Beast got really big. They used analytics and stuff like that to like insert into their videos, and they found out the perfect recipe for videos and stuff like that. And that's how he gained like hundreds of millions of subscribers. As much as we want to go do our own thing, edit videos the way we want and stuff like that, there is a point where eventually if you're trying to get big, you're gonna have to uh kind of formulate your videos in like a algorithmic way so that you're like favored by the algorithm and you'll like go to more people. So it's kind of
Hmm.
like selling your soul, but you don't really have to. You don't have to like push
Yeah.
it to the extreme. Like
Hmm.
you could still do what you want, but just in a format that appeals to like the masses. That is
Yeah.
the only way to get popular. And that's not really my thing. I want the PCG community to get popular, but me specifically, like as an individual, I just kind of want to make videos just however I want. Uh,
Hmm.
I,
Yeah.
I feel like I could study the algorithm, study videos, and make them that way, but it's not my style. At least not for now. Things could
Hmm.
Yeah.
change.
But like I feel like
That's
that's
a
also why so many people copy Mr. Beast and like and it's actually working. So yeah, I guess the strat is to just copy Mr. Beast. But like
Oh,
obviously like a
mm,
lot of people just
I
don't
don't know
enjoy
about
that.
that. A lot of people who are copying Mr. Beast recently have been getting ridiculed because they're blatantly copying him. I mean, the thing that he copied was an algorithm, and you don't really watch
yeah.
algorithms. So what you want to do is
Yeah.
also do the same thing he did. You don't want to be him. You want to do what he does. Uh,
Hmm.
Mhm.
right? You want to study in the algorithm and see what videos are more popular, and also those videos are kind of like related to PCGs, and then like format your own stuff off of that video, but also have the base. the base of the video be your own, not anything copied or anything like that, plagiarized.
Hmm.
Although I do want to, I do want to make like a Mr. Beast, like a PCG video in the style of a Mr. Beast video, just for fun, just to see what it's like.
Oh, dude, yes. Yeah,
Giving
absolutely.
away PCGs to fans. I don't know.
I gave 1 million paper computer games.
uh, Wait, speaking of
Uh,
that,
What?
remember the PCG theory video about how long it would take to play every PCG?
Mhm.
mhm.
Like just think about how long for the community to like actually make 1 million PCGs.
Hmm. I mean, we can do some
Oh
calculations real
man.
quick. 1 million PCGs. A PCG can also be just one page PCG, and a one-page PCG
Yeah.
can be very simple. So let's say we were doing like do you mean like fleshed out PCGs or one-page PCGs or what? What are we talking here?
Um, I'm pretty sure uh one page PCGs count.
So let's say
Okay.
each one-page PCG to create a a functioning PCG would take 5 minutes. So 5 minutes, all you gotta do is times that by 1 million. And
Oh look,
boom, you get 5 million minutes. Divide that
oh
by
let me just get a calculator. I have a calculator. I'll do the calculation.
divide that
Hey
by
Siri, 5 million minutes is how many
Ooh, I have a
hours?
hours.
calculator right now, dude. Uh,
It's 83,333 hours.
Okay,
Wait, how many days is that? How many days is that?
83,333,
83,333 hours is how many days?
3,472.
Yep. So that's like what, 10 years, something like that?
What? Okay.
365. That is, yeah, that's 9.5 years. Uh, so that's 9.5 years, but that's 9.5 years assuming one person was doing
Oh yeah.
all 1 million PCGs.
Okay, so
Um,
let's say that 50% of the PCG community starts just making PCGs.
and let's
Like,
just say the
well,
PCG community is Zach's subscriber count, so that's 1,000 people. Uh,
That's a generous
or
assumption.
no,
yeah.
wait, five. Oh no, wait, you have no, I meant 500.
Yeah.
Five.
So the PCG community is probably more like 50.
So just 500 people. Um, each
Mhm.
making one PCG would take, if it's 5 minutes each, would take 2,500 minutes divided by 60, 41 hours. So just about 2 days. Um, or a little
The
under two
straight
days.
days.
2 days to make um to make 500 PCGs. So
Hmm.
let's see.
Well, but while sound calculating that, Zach, I just remembered. Was your video supposed to come out like right now?
Oh, it's coming out in like 28 minutes.
Oh, 28 minutes. Okay. Well, are
Yeah.
we gonna like watch it during the podcast?
Um,
That'll be
mm,
fun.
Um,
Probably not because, well, the podcast we're at 1 hour and 15 minutes. I don't know. I think that might be the longest one yet. It's been so
Yeah, no, it's
oh
smooth.
man,
fine. It's fine. Just do it for 3 hours. Do it. Come on,
Oh
guys.
no, 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 no.
the ultimate podcast, the
My
3 hour
computer would
podcast.
just explode. I mean, exporting the video would just be horrendous. It would just hurt.
Oh no.
I still have to put the video every podcast into my editing program so I can add the PCG podcast logo over top and turn it into a 4:3
Oh
aspect ratio or a 1:1 aspect ratios. So it's like looks good on Spotify. So I still have to
yeah.
export every video anyways.
Mm,
But yeah,
that
I
sucks.
I gave up on the calculations because I remember that I don't like math. Um, so but yeah, a million either way, a million PCGs is just it would be just a stupid amount. It's just insane.
Yes.
I mean, even literally, if there are just one page PCGs, even then it would still take so much time. So, you
Yeah.
know, I mean, how many PCGs do we even have now? Like
Um,
maybe a few thousand or what? More?
Probably less. I mean, I feel like I think like Epic alone made like a few hundred,
Okay.
but like most people don't make that many, right? Like Solomon,
Well,
you've made like maybe a couple dozen or at most.
yeah,
Like
yeah, something like that.
yeah, like I've made a bunch more, but I mean, I feel like I've probably made over 100, but like that's it. You know, like Chris has made more than me. Actually, I might not have even made more than 100. I'm not sure. I have to count them up again. I did do a video where I counted them up, but
I
yeah. Um,
so
but
maybe
regardless,
it would be yeah like just like just a couple thousand or
Well,
a
like,
that could
um,
just mean 2,000.
I
it's
mean, since
probably
I'm a
I,
veteran of the PCG community, I'm not busy at all. I should have like should have made like a lot of PCGs, but like half the time I was in the PCG community, I just only watched Zach, and I just haven't like made any PCGs.
mm-hmm.
I think my first PCG was like for one of the roundabouts.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And speaking of roundabout,
mine
we
was
should
Agent
actually do
Peanut.
one.
Yeah, heck
Oh, that
yeah,
was your
Agent P.
first PCG?
It was. I
Hmm.
Wait,
remember.
no, I think I thought it was Project.
Oh wait, was it
Oh
Project Z?
yeah. Oh wait, that's true. I
Yeah.
Yeah,
think it was Project Z. Now that you mention.
Agent Me knows more Solomon the Fish lore than Solomon the
Let's
Fish.
go. Let's go. I'm pretty sure I saw this like in Zach. Yeah, one of your videos. I think it's like the evolution of Salmon the fish.
Oh, that
I
video
Yeah,
is
watched it
yeah.
like 3 days
I love that
ago,
video.
and yeah, I still remember it. Haha, haha.
That was an awesome video to make.
To be fair, I made that PCG like 7 years, like 6 years ago, something like that.
Yeah,
Or no, wait, was it? Wait, five, almost 6 years, I think.
sounds about right.
And Salmon,
It's
I
like
think
around the time I.
Agent Peanut was your second PCG, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah. It was that Agent Peanut was, hmm, was that
You
part of a
made it for a
roundabout or no?
contest.
A
It
contest.
was a
Okay.
contest. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
One page
Yeah,
PCG contest?
Yeah, because like I think you and I collaborated on a contest, and like so you and I had to make an example PCGs to show everyone how to do it, and you and I both did it.
Wait,
I think like there was like maybe two other people who entered.
yeah, my friend from middle school,
Day one
um,
clutch.
yes, they won clutch. Literally. Yeah, he made like one that like some PCG about Leviathan, and then there was like a chest that you open and Leviathan comes out, something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was
yeah.
so
Oh,
confused as to what PCGs were. It was hilarious.
that's hilarious. Yeah, like yeah, I remember that.
What's up with
I remember that.
example PCGs just becoming a huge thing? Like your wasn't Gnome supposed to just be an
Yeah.
example? It was
Oh
just an
yeah, that was
example
from my
PCG.
what how to make a PCG video.
Yeah, example
I never made
PCGs
it to that
just
stage
like
place.
head off. Somebody has to make a theory about that.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh.
It's like there's like a sort of curiosity about that. It's just because like it's not something that was ever supposed to be explored or whatever, and because of that, you get curious about it, right?
Mm-hmm. That is very interesting.
Yeah.
Extremely. Like
Hmm.
now that I have the brain of a like a college student where I'm just like I want to write papers about things and then like
Mhm.
cite sources and stuff like that. But at the same
Yes.
time, I'm like it, it's I only do that for homework. But I mean,
Mhm.
I did make one PCG article. I should go back and read it again. I'll probably hate what
Oh.
I wrote, but
Yeah, you should. I know, like
mm,
when Chris was in college, he made an essay about paper computer games. I,
oh, nice.
I think he did that. Yeah, I think he did that a couple times. Well, one of them he actually got to write a story, a PCG story, because he was in a mythology class and there was a writing assignment and he's like, all right, let's make this about paper computer games. But then there was one of them was like an actual essay as well. Um,
That's cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's like
it's
one of
fun
those
because
things
like in
again.
college,
It's one of those things again of
sorry.
like people using their skills, but then using it like
Hmm.
with PCGs.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Mm.
Um,
Okay.
Yeah.
Any, I think let's see. We're at one almost an hour 30 minutes. I think that's a good place to stop off, especially the fact that you have a video coming up and I really want to watch that while I'm making a PCG.
Okay, I just
alrighty.
have like one last subject to talk about,
For
and
sure.
that is your like content creation and especially like using your voice. Like
Mhm.
because like I remember like I'm not 3 years ago, like 2 years ago when I first found your channel. I actually wanted to uh make a PCG video, but I've always just like not done it since every time I want to record one, I either hate my own voice or
Mhm.
like I just keep stuttering and not know what to say.
Well, script, that
Yes.
Yeah.
is script helps a lot. I like I mean when I'm recording, I I feel you. I definitely feel
Yeah.
you. I recorded videos and I was just like
Mhm.
stuttering and messing up and all that, and I was like, usually what I'll do is if I mess up, I will stop for a moment, give my editing futures editing self a little space, and then I'll just cut it out. Uh, I usually make scripts. Definitely not full scripts, not anything like word for word, just a general bullet point list of what I want to say. I sometimes
Mhm.
just go like say it in my head and then I'll say it out loud, if I need to multiple times. And that's how my videos, like at least the ones that I talk in go. Well, it used to be like that. Recently, I just got used to it. I can
Yeah.
I mean, when you like as you get older, you can just kind of say things just because you know a lot of things and you're used to it. Um, I'm not I'm not that experienced or wise yet, so I still mess up a lot, but I can
Mhm.
definitely uh I can definitely just throw out things at the top of my mind and say things without, needing a script or anything like that. So don't worry,
Yeah.
you'll get there eventually.
Okay, for
Just
me, like okay, I think before. I'm pretty sure I have, but like the first time I appeared on the PCG podcast was like inspiration for me to like to it's more like reassurance that I'm able to like make videos.
Mhm.
Like after the
Mhm.
podcast, I just thought like my voice isn't that bad. And like that's
Yeah.
like I think my first video with my actual like video with my voice in it was the question mark dot pcg dot mp4 video, which I voiced.
That was a good video.
And yeah, after that then I started uploading on my own channel, starting with the rise of Epic Worlds PCG. Oh wait, no, there was also the PCG stream highlights video.
Mhm.
And yeah,
Mhm.
I've just been uploading content with my voice ever since.
That's
But
awesome.
like my newest video is actually like I'm actually not gonna be using a script just because like I feel like I'm capable enough of not doing that. It's definitely the video is definitely more entertaining with a script, but I feel like I should upload some videos without one.
Yeah. Throw yourself in the deep
Yeah,
end.
so
It works.
yeah,
But
it's certainly a good experience to have. I mean, like the past bunch of PCG videos I made, I didn't use a script. Like I just like, I mean, I'm just showing you a PCG, so I feel like I don't need to. Like all I need to do is explain what is in front of you, you know. But but yeah, HMB, I totally get where you're coming from. Like this from both of you, this is super relatable to me because like, I mean like, you know, I was a host on a radio show like that like talk about throwing yourself into the deep end, right? Like I had to go on a radio show in front of like thousands of New Yorkers, right? And like I hated my voice. Like whenever I heard it, I was like, ooh, it's like nails on a chalkboard. But yeah, like I guess this is one of those things. Like you just do it, like just like HMB, how you went on the podcast, and then once you started hearing yourself more often, you know, you just get used to it, right?
yeah, and to anyone like watching dealing with the same problem, this is like a step-by-step tutorial on how to like conquer that. Okay, so basically you just gotta use like a fairly decent mic, and you just gotta record yourself saying random stuff. And like at first when you like go and listen, it probably sounds really trash, but just force yourself to listen. Like tie yourself in a chair and just force yourself, okay? Like
Tie
and
yourself in a chair. I like that.
yeah. And like after you listen to it for a bit, you might still think it's bad, but like it's to the point where it's not nails on a chalk. It's like bearable to the point
Yeah.
where you're comfortable enough to like post a video with your voice in it. And like when you first post a video, it should be like 2 minutes long with a script. Like just start off like really, because it's your first video. You don't like if you ever like make first video too complicated or too hard, you'll just give up because like you just run out of motivation. And like after your first video with a script, just experiment more, like learn and become a better YouTube creator, and like boom, you'll end up getting a big channel, and yeah.
Yeah,
Dude, I think
absolutely.
I actually inadvertently did that. Like I that's exactly how I got here, I think. I probably listened to my voice for like more hours than I've recorded videos. Like editing videos, you just end up listening to your voice for hours on end. And
Oh my
like
Yep.
God, yes.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
so I'm just so used to it, it's not even a thing anymore.
Yep.
Yeah, same.
Yep.
Like
Especially the
my
first
my
couple podcasts. Oh God.
like my own voice just sounds the same. Like when I'm talking to when I'm uh like listening to it back now, which is like
Mm.
I
Mhm.
love that. And sometimes
Yeah.
even sometimes I prefer my voice when it's being recorded now. Like it's
Mhm.
like if you ever think that your own voice is bad, it's just that you're probably just not used to it. And yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
uh, Zach, any last things that you want to mention?
Let's see. Not really. I mean, I'm working on a cool video series with Yak, so that's
What?
fun. I'm also
Oh my God. Yes.
uh
Video series. I love video series.
yeah. Hard to say if it'll happen yet, but it's been fun working on it so far, so we'll see how it goes.
Okay. So, looking forward to that. Um,
Hmm.
this worked out way better than I expected. Like, this was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
HMB, the amount of progress, now that I think about it, that you've had from the very first time you've been on the podcast till now is like it's immeasurable. Like it's insane. So good
Thanks,
job.
man.
You've improved a lot. Zach, you've always been goated at podcasts, so I don't know what to say.
Yeah, you've always been good at ranting for 3 hours. Good job.
Thanks so much. Yes. I hope I didn't bore either of your pants off.
Oh no, absolutely not. Like this has been super interesting. Um, and that's all. So thank you guys for listening. If you want
before
more
this
things like
video,
this,
before this
definitely mention
ends,
it. Mhm.
before this ends, everyone comment, uh, everyone spam, uh, Zach run for president. Fire emojis.
Yes.
Yes.
Um,
If I get enough people, I'll do it. I'll file the paperwork.
Yes. Yes.
instead of the Minecraft mob vote, we should just have a Zach for president vote. The two options are Zach and Zach.
Yeah.
Zach
And also,
Rezeltelny and Zach PaperComputerGames.
and also the Zach Appreciation Day. I feel like that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Zach Appreciation Day.
Yeah. I think it started. Oh yeah, I feel like it's gonna start in like 7 months. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Okay. Everybody, remember, mark it on your calendars. Okay? So
Yeah,
that's all.
yeah.
Thank you guys for listening. And we'll see you in the next podcast next year. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.